Hey everyone, Matthew Robinson back again, and I am here to give my review of Inception. Now, I wanted to give this the day after I saw it. Actually, I wanted to give it the moment after I saw Inception, but my brother, who was sleeping over there, I wanted him to do the video with me, but he was like, I don't really feel like doing the video review on Inception, even though he really, really liked the movie. Kind of a spoiler how I feel about the movie. Doesn't matter. Inventive, genius, innovative, inspiring, epic, creative. The list could go on and on of adjectives you could use to describe Christopher Nolan's Inception. He's apparently had this idea in his head for about 11 years, and I can see why. This is a movie that you definitely have to have some capital with a studio to make, and this is why I went with Warner Brothers, who believes in him after the Batman movies. But he really has commanded this film. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Kim Watanabe, Marion Cotillard, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Bergener, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Ellen Page. The list goes on, and it's one of those. It is a sci-fi thriller, but it's also a mind thriller and a mind game, and a lot of it is thinking, and you have to really think about something for a little while. The first 30 minutes it can be very confusing. I was confused, and I was worried that I was never really going to understand the movie. Then everything kind of gets explained, and you're like, okay, great. And then, even when you're confused, you're really excited because just everything looks so cool, and it's just such an interesting and well stylized and directed film. The acting is top notch. There really wasn't a bad actor in this movie. Everyone played their role great. Great action scenes. The music by Hans Zimmer is off the charts. Oscar nomination for Hans Zimmer, please, because this is off. I mean, 2 years in a row he did. Last year he did Sherlock Holmes, was a great soundtrack, which got nominated for an Oscar. And now he's done Inception, which is a really great soundtrack, and it also deserves the same accolades, I think. It's one of those films that you really just need to see, and I can't spoil too much of the plot because otherwise or just explain too much of the plot because it would spoil everything. The best way I can describe it is, in the near future, the military has designed this technology that allows people to go into dreams, and this has been used for military training, but it's also been used on the black market. People are trying to steal ideas, and in this movie, instead of stealing an idea, they have to plant an idea, but an idea that is so pure that the person who they're planting the idea into his or her brain thinks that he or she came up with the idea, and that's easier said than done. It's really intriguing. It's a great film, great story, great action scenes. Like I said, you might be confused the first 20-30 minutes. I know I was, but the payoff is worth it. The crowd was cheering throughout this movie at the theater I went to go see, and I saw it on opening night. This has been, even though I haven't seen a lot of movies this summer in theaters, the movies I have seen, for the most part, except for Grown Ups, were pretty good films. I saw Iron Man 2, and now I've seen Toy Story 3, and now, of course, Inception. And I would still consider Toy Story 3 the best movie I've seen this summer overall, but I think Inception is one of the most original movies I've seen in a long time, and it's definitely made Nolan one of my favorite directors now. It definitely would land, in my top 10, top 5 favorite sci-fi films of all time. And I have a couple of friends who, for them, it is their favorite sci-fi film of all time. I know somebody who thinks it's pretty much the greatest film of all time, and I can't knock on them for this because it really is one of those movies. I think the only time I've seen anything remotely like this is The Matrix, which, comparing it to The Matrix, I don't want to do, because especially after the other Matrix sequels, it's a lot different from The Matrix. I would say if it's closer to any sci-fi film that's come out recently, it would be more aligned with Dark City, with Jennifer Connelly and Kiefer Sutherland, but it's really its own film and something that must be experienced. And I'm going to give this film a 96 out of 100. I think it deserves, at this point in time, and I hope it keeps its momentum, I think it deserves the Best Picture nomination, especially since The Dark Knight kind of got snubbed, and I think Nolan should get a directing nomination, maybe even a screenplay nomination. Music nomination. Acting nomination, I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. It's going to be hard for like this movie to get an acting nomination since it's an ensemble film. But that being said, that'd be great if we could get one. Definitely cinematography, editing, maybe even special effects. Just flat out an amazing film. 96 out of 100. Yeah, it's not really much more to say on that. Alright guys, so you can visit my blog, rfmp.wordpress.com, or follow me on Twitter, my radio show, Radio Final Cut. So you can follow that at twitter.com/Radio Final Cut. And keep updated with me. Tell me what you're doing. Leave your comments below. Try not to spoil the movie for people who haven't seen it in your comments. And yeah, I think that's just about it. By the way, this is not spoiling it either. No spoilers are coming here. Me, my brother, and one of my best friends, we saw the movie on opening night, and on the way back, we probably debated the ending and what it meant for about 20 minutes. So, yeah. Alright, rate, comment, subscribe. Until next time, please remember, it's all in the hair.